commute, and it's a slick one out there. But first, we're going to get a check of the forecast with Katie.
Good morning, you guys. Temperatures right now are right around 40 degrees in Denver. The rain is coming down. Got an email from Kirk just a moment ago, and he said it snowed in Elizabeth this morning. First day of June, we're seeing some snow for higher terrain. A live look over our Sangre de Cristo mountain range, an icicle there on our Viera wireless camera. Further off to the west, though, sun is shining near Vail and Aspen. West of the Continental Divide, some dry conditions, but across the northeastern plains, we'll continue to see rain, heavy at times in and around Denver. It's going to be showers off and on for the next couple of hours. A rain-snow mix off into the foothills. The heaviest rain currently falling over the I-76 corridor and up over mainly 9,000 feet. The snow level this morning with a winter weather advisory in effect until noon for portions of our northern and central Front Range mountains. Your weather headlines for this Wednesday, we'll see that rain and snow gradually taper off. Skies will clear and temperatures today stay cool, only around 60 degrees for a high.
And right now we do still have the very wet conditions around town, including up into the high country. We do have some snow that's up there. This is along I-70 at Genesee, the Buffalo Herd Overlook. I'm sure the Buffalo are doing just fine. And you can see the wet conditions that we're dealing with on I-70 as well as 285. Take a look at the drive that we have on the overall commute for us here this morning. You see a lot of green out there. Let me show you some of the slower traffic here on 225 as well as some of the other roadways around town from the quad split, if we could. There we go. This is actually up in Greeley. We have a pretty nasty crash on the westbound side of Highway 34 coming out of Greeley, so you might want to use 10th Street, the bypass to the north, to get over to Highway 34, I-25. There's 225. You can see the Cherry Creek Dam Road there. You can see the other road conditions continue to be wet for us here this morning. Drive time's pretty standard in most places, including down through the Denver Tech Center north side. Real busy, still into downtown.
It's just a tiny pill, but hundreds of Coloradans have died from it.
Colorado lawmakers have passed a new law to increase penalties for fentanyl possession, which is one approach, but today we're going to learn about what's being done at the street level as well. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon joins us live because state troopers will make an announcement about drug seizures today.
That announcement planned in just a couple of hours here at 10 this morning. And those behind it say it's going to be a major update related to some kind of a seizure of the deadly synthetic opioid. Meanwhile, though, countless Colorado families are dealing with the impact of this crisis, having to live with it. One of them preparing to bury their 15-year-old child. Now, loved ones say on May 14th, 15-year-old Josiah Velasquez took a blue pill laced with fentanyl and never regained consciousness. He was on life support for a week at Children's Hospital. Now, the teen's family is raising awareness about the dangers of these counterfeit pills.
These pills, literally you take one and you have no idea what you're taking, and that's it. You don't get a second chance.
I feel like he tried doing this to fit in, and that's one thing like I want to get across to other people is don't feel that you have to try something just to fit in, because at the end of the day, you are who you are, and he was a very good person.
If you know absolutely anything about Velasquez's death, you're encouraged to call the Arvada Police Department. The family is screen printing t-shirts and candles with messages about the dangers of counterfeit pills that are laced with fentanyl. Any money raised from those sales will go towards funeral expenses. There's also a GoFundMe, and you can find that link right now on thedenverchannel.com. Now, as for that press conference coming up here at 10 with state troopers regarding fentanyl in our state, we'll have those details for you coming up on Denver 7 at 11. Live in Denver, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Thank you, Colette. The conversation continues about fentanyl. Tomorrow, Denver's mayor and Colorado's attorney general will have a two-day conference about fentanyl. We were able to talk with Mayor Michael Hancock about the issue 2 weeks ago.
And this is a public health crisis. We also have to prepare law enforcement to address it. It's going to take a collaborative regional and statewide approach to get it done.
Their summit will have regional and statewide law enforcement there looking for how to best fight the crisis.
A Fort Collins police officer is under arrest for violating a protection order. VALERI PEDRAZA was already charged with third-degree assault and domestic violence. Deputies say she kept trying to contact the victim. PEDRAZA is on administrative leave from the department pending the results of an internal investigation. A correctional officer is recovering this morning after an inmate stabbed him. 17-year-old Juan Asagueda is an inmate at Platte Valley Youth Services in Greeley. Officials say he was having a dental procedure in Lakeside when he stabbed the officer with a knife and ran away. The dental office gave us this image from surveillance video showing the inmate lunging with the knife. The teen was captured after an hours-long search, hiding in the garage of an unoccupied home.
He had a good hunch that the suspect didn't make it past 43rd Street, and he told me, he said, "Chief, I think he's in the alley here." And I said, "We'll just wait until the dog gets down there." And you know, they had grid searches to do, and once the dog got there, he was right on the money on that.
That officer who was stabbed is out of the hospital. Asagueda will face new charges.
A Boulder County judge has dismissed a lawsuit from a company that lost out on a bid for Marshall Fire debris removal. Florida-based Cirrus Environmental Services filed the lawsuit back on April 11th, which claimed that Boulder County secretly negotiated with the winning contractor to adjust the timeline and pricing. The county's attorney said that was false. Cleanup started April 19th.
A close call on Bear Creek Reservoir Thursday afternoon. A sailboat capsized and park rangers had to pull 4 adults and a child out of that chilly water. We are happy to report that they were all wearing life vests and that they are safe. These pictures are from West Metro Crews, who helped recover the sailboat.
President Biden will meet with baby formula manufacturers today to talk about the progress they're making to restock our store shelves. Denver 7's Christian Lopez joins us live because finally Christian, Colorado parents are getting some better news here.
That's right, Brian. The state is stepping up to provide baby formula to those who need it. We know families all across the country and here in Colorado have been scrambling to find baby formula because of that shortage. This week, though, hospitals in Colorado have received a shipment of it. This was after the federal government increased production of formula and approved shipping it from abroad. The Colorado State Health Department has also launched a resource page for families, and parents can use this to find up-to-date information on where to find the formula and how to donate or find milk. Last week, Governor Polis declared the shortage a disaster emergency and approved the use of emergency funds to support free distribution of donor breast milk to parents all across the state. And we do have a link to that resource page on our website. Just go to thedenverchannel.com. Live in Denver, I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
Christian, thank you. Well, Avs fans are breathing a sigh of relief this morning.
Yeah, probably exhausted after the emotional roller coaster last night. The Western Conference Finals are off to a blistering start. It was back and forth last night between the Avs and Oilers as they combined for 14 goals. The Avs actually had trouble putting it away until finally they were able to score on an open net. 8-6 was your final over the Oilers for Game 1.
We would prefer to not have an 8-6 game. You know, we're up 7-3. We got to, find a way just to get the momentum back a little bit as they push, but that's playoff hockey. There's so many momentum swings.
Yeah, what's in store for Game 2 tomorrow night back at Ball Arena at 6? It is unclear if Avs goalie Darcy Kemper will play after an upper body injury.
Coming up, the double-edged sword raising interest rates could have on the middle class.
And despite the rising prices, several Colorado neighborhoods are among the top in the nation for home shopping.